Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel, the Pinay Abroad Vlog, the gawin vlog version 2.0. Perfect! And I'm your Inday vlogger ng Davao City. If you're new to my channel guys and you want to know more about my life as an OFW and my experience when I was working in the UAE, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell para updated kayo sa aking mga vlogs. Perfect! Guys, for today's video, I would like to share with you, as you all know, I am not working in the UAE anymore, and I will share with you the things that I've learned working in the UAE. So if you're interested, continue watching. Number 1, the UAE has the most diverse culture. So in the UAE guys, you can see a lot of nationalities. I think different nationalities all over the world. You can see different nationalities in the UAE from all over the world. Alam mo yung mga places na narinig mo lang before, like Zimbabwe, ano pa ba? Uruguay, ano pa ba? Ano ba yan? Cameroon. So, itong mga places na to, hindi siya masyadong common na nasa Pilipinas. Itong mga nationalities na to. So, but in the UAE, you can really find these nationalities in the UAE or people from these countries in the UAE. So, they have the most diverse culture. One thing as well that I would like to highlight is about the religion. Not all, mostly most Muslim countries, they are very strict when it comes to religion. You cannot practice your religion, but that's not the case in the UAE guys. There are Catholic churches in the UAE. There are Christian organizations where they can do Bible study. They can meet and do a Bible study, and most of the Muslim countries, they are not allowing this one. In the UAE guys, it's very open. You can practice whatever religion that you have. Number 2, you may not be very good in English, but you can still do fine in the UAE. So this is one of my misconception before, that you really have to be very good in English when you work in the UAE. But that's not the case, guys. Although English is widely spoken in the UAE, most of the locals, and since it's the international language, you have to use English when you communicate with other nationalities, of course. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be very fluent when using the language. You can know standard, basic English, but you can still do fine in the UAE. So before, I'm really afraid, because although I have a decent English English skills, I can communicate very well, but of course, when you go to other countries, you are afraid that your English is not very good, it's not enough for you to excel. But mind you guys, believe me guys, if you don't know English, you know basic English guys, you can still do fine. Number 3, you can stand out. What do I mean by this guys? So one thing that I really observe in the UAE, working in the UAE, is that ang mga Pilipino talaga medyo preferred ng mga companies. I'm not saying hindi naman sa nagbubuhat ako ng bangko ha, kasi ako, Pinoy ako. It's not like that. But when you work with other nationalities, hindi din ako magdo-drop ng nationalities, kasi yung mga ibang nationalities guys, medyo tamad sila at saka wala silang initiative to do things. Compared to Filipinos, na tayo talaga nag-initiate talaga tayo na, alam mo yun, or nagbo-volunteer tayo to do things. Although this kind of trait guys, medyo minsan napapasama tayo, kasi alam mo yun, nabibigyan tayo ng mga responsibilities ng mga work na hindi naman dapat sa atin. But I think it's a good thing in the long run, because companies can see your potential, can see the things that you can do and you can't do, and that's very good. And yun na nga, ibang nationalities, wala silang initiative to do things. I will not drop nationalities, but iba din talaga ang Pinoy. That's one of the reasons why Filipinos are mostly preferred by employees and recruiters. So before guys, I was really hesitant, because when you work in another country, in abroad, your competitors are from other countries. Like they might know a lot of things, or things that you might not know. So I was really afraid before to work in a different country abroad, kasi nga baka hindi ako mag-excel, hindi ako competitive enough. But mind you guys, you can stand out. Magsa-stand out talaga ang Pinoy kahit saan man mo man iba to ang Pinoy, kahit saang country man yan. Number 4, sa UAE may good pay and good benefits. I'm not saying that it's applicable for all Filipino workers, but may mga companies din talaga kapag maswerte ka, nagbibigay talaga ng mga perks and other benefits. For example, in my company, guys, since we are in a salon, I'm a call center before in a salon, we are given like 10% or 20% discount. I think 10% discount when we buy products, and we are given free, services to avail in our branches. Other companies, guys, for example, if you're in retail, they give free clothing, you have clothing allowance. Although sa ngayon, guys, may mga companies na tinanggal to, but may mga companies pa rin talaga na nag-offer ng mga ganito, like free clothing allowance if you're in retail. And then may mga companies din na nagbibigay ng bonuses quarterly or yearly. So if you're lucky to be in this company, you're lucky talaga. You're lucky if you can look for a company like this na nagbibigay ng mga extra freebies and benefits. One thing as well that is a really good thing in the UAE is that it's tax-free. Wala silang income tax return sa salary mo. Hindi binabawasan ang salary mo. So what you worked is what you get. So wala silang bawas. Although may mga tax na sa mga ibang commodities and services. But it's a good thing kasi 'di ba sa Pilipinas parang 12% pa ang tax ng salary. So that's malaki na din 'yon kapag 'di ba binawas sa sweldo mo. So that's one of the good benefits in the UAE. Number 5. So this is the worst that I have discovered in the UAE talaga, na meron din silang UAE time. So di ba sa Pilipinas, meron tayong Filipino time wherein kapag may usapan, may meeting, we are late like 10-15 minutes. But in the UAE, guys, mas worse sila sa time. I'm not sure if it's like sa lahat ba siya. So tell me if you have worked in the UAE kung same ba yung experience nyo. But dun sa work ko, like we are arranging appointments, right? And mostly talaga sa mga clients namin, malilate yan talaga sila ng 30 minutes, even an hour. So they're worst when it comes to appointments and tracking time. So hindi sila on time talaga. Hindi naman naninira ko, pero hindi ko siya, ito yung mga bagay na hindi ko gusto nung nagkapagtrabaho ko sa UAE. So kung may Filipino time, may UAE time din talaga. So despite all of this, guys, there is a question. Is UAE good place to settle? Actually, for me, this is my own opinion lang. I think it's not a good place to settle. I mean, UAE is very good actually when you are just starting your career. If you're a fresh graduate who wanted to, build your professional career, your character, your attitude, it's a very good place to start, a country to start, because you can learn a lot of things. You can learn different cultures, you can learn different skills in the UAE, guys. It's a good way to start. But when you are already in your time, in the time when you want to settle, it's not a good place to settle for me, kasi nga it's different from countries like Canada, UK, Australia, US, where they offer like permanent residencies and citizenship to expat workers or foreigners. Meron silang programs like this, but medyo suntok sa buwan siya. So medyo mahirap siyang i-achieve. You have to be very, very, very amazing to achieve these status. So it's different from other countries na na-mention ko. So if you're looking for a place to start, I think actually UAE is very good for you to build your career. But if you wanted to a place to settle, like magkakapamilya ka doon or mag-settle ka nga sa UAE, I think it's not a good place for you to settle. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something from this video as I share my experience in working in the UAE. If you have questions, guys, comments, suggestions on my next video, please comment in the comment section, or better, you can also DM me in my Instagram account, Pinay Abroad Vlogs. You can also ask me questions there because I'm more active in Instagram than in the comments in YouTube. So please follow me there too, Pinay Abroad Vlogs. Bye! See you next time!